Hello, hello, hello. It is Kitchen Counter Oracle with an elemental check-in for water. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You know your birth chart and all that shenanigans. Somebody thought the coast was clear because I didn't get enough sunshine on my windshield this morning, so now I gotta sit here in the sun for just a second. The devil can bless just like God can. And some people are finding this out the hard way. Because if you are blessed by the devil, that gift is temporary. It has an expiration date. Whereas if it's done correctly and received directly by God, it means you did something the right way, and that gift and or blessing is everlasting. Sometimes generational. I don't wish things to befall folks, and I am aware of some people that have been following me for a very, very, very long time because of some fairy tale, fanciful, delusional fantasy they were fed. And why they're obsessed with my energy and just knowing my every waking move in life leaves a lot to be questioned. It truly does. But my thing is, a real mentor is never going to stalk you. They're never going to harass you tangibly or spiritually. Somebody here thought they had the power to play God. They felt themselves assigned to be someone's mentor, only to find out that is not the case. They can tell you no if they want to. And sometimes it's just a genuine clash of personalities. Somebody here thought a little too highly of themselves. And I will tell you this here and now, the cause of storms cannot be what heals the storm. And this witch caused a shit ton of them. But my thing is, this witch made a deal with the devil on what was supposed to be her deathbed. She was supposed to die a long time ago. A long time ago. But she was given a second chance, and like psychic abilities, magic and stuff like that. Like she picked up witchcraft, even though she's not a natural born witch. She was not meant to take that type of path, but she wanted power and money that comes with power. Like power and money go hand in hand. Like she was basically looking for someone who was meant to be famous, like extort them, like be their advisor and be codependent on them for advice. Now the thing is, you cannot make people who remember who and what they are and what they have been in the past utilize you. It's like older souls will never bow to the will of the younger. I said what I said. They will never bow to the whims and desires of the younger. And one of the first things I taught, which lets me know I had a genuinely good one, is that you have to have that person's permission to do a reading. Like that person has to actually say, I give you permission to do this reading. It has to be said, it has to be written. My guide said I could. That's not it, baby. That's not it. And on top of that, this witch is part of the New Age community. And my thing is, when she does not run out of a sacrifice, like she's out of sacrifices. So when she runs out of people to sacrifice, my God, she loses her abilities. She will not regain those abilities until she finds a naturally gifted person to sacrifice. Like I'm talking full, they have to die. Deactivated, unalived, no longer in the land of the living. Their soul has departed, sacrifice. But the thing is, and the reason for that is because this entity she made a pact with has to be fed consistently and routinely, and it only accepts people with naturally born spiritual gifts. This is one of the reasons why you have to have discernment on 10 and combined with iron will and survival instincts. Because the second you start to work with her is you start to get tagged. That's hook 1. The only people who are not going to be able to resist her manipulation are people of poor mental health. The weaker the mind, the weaker the vessel, and I don't have a mental illness. Never have. I may be stressed out at times, but I don't have a mental illness. People may be coming at me when I just cannot afford to be of assistance, and yes, I will scream at you. That does not mean I have a mental illness. It means I'm overstimulated and overburdened and just don't have time for you and your able-bodied bullshit. I said what I said. Now, my thing is that there are a lot of scammers in the spiritual community, just as there are these houses of God. Oh, yes, they are one and the same. Pastors are being exposed. Spiritualists are being exposed left and right. And the thing is, I've yet to see a state that did not have its own blackmail and extortion laws. Just because you are from another country does not give you the right rhyme or reason to be messing with people in other countries. Some spiritualists have had to flee the United States because of their scams. Some went back to Eastern Europe, and some have gone back to Africa. But my thing is, you get found out eventually, and eventually the devil and or the entity you made a pact with is going to want their pound of flesh. If this person does not continue to feed this entity, then they are the sacrifice. And sadly enough, as it is, death really can be karma. And one thing I do know is this: if you cause enough trouble, you gonna get taken out the game. I'm not saying this to be a threat. I'm not saying this because it's mean and hateful. It's just the honest to God truth. Those who are dedicated to following my lead, they done so. They are blocked from my energy, but they have followed my lead and have gotten away from her. She likes to do spell work over the people who watch her just to see who and what she can reel in. It's like going on a fishing trip. But the thing is, she is primarily on Tumblr. Every now and then she's on YouTube. But I don't think she's able to monetize in her country. If she knows that you have a social media platform that can be monetized, she's doing magic to block your progress in that area, because if she can't make a dime, neither can anybody else. And it's just like, tell me you're not meant to make money with your so-called gift without telling me, because I will wait a minute. See, the thing is, when you use your gifts correctly and ethically, you'll be able to earn a living with your natural born talent. When you are dishonest, unethical, like just a gypsy thief in a manner of speaking, you're not going to be able to make a living with the gift. You you also cannot earn a living with gifts that do not belong to you. If you're like me, your gifts are hereditary. It's in your family. And this is where some people really, really overestimate their power, their sense of importance, because because the really immature ones, aka karmic energies in New Age terms, they like to think they are people's karmic consequences and stuff like that. And it's like, no, you're not. You're not even supposed to know of my existence, yet here the fuck you are. Eurotrash. See, the thing is, if it's not about money, it's about power. This is why you be very discerning, because again, the devil can bless too. But the thing is, whenever the devil decides to bless, in a manner of speaking, it comes with a condition. It comes with you having to do something in return. But once you cross that line, there's no uncrossing it. You can't come back over. You're stuck there. And it's the same with the churches that are being exposed. You're either doing the work of God, or you're doing the work of Satan, heavily leaning towards the latter. And it's all about domination, money, and control. A lot of these people are morbidly guilty of violating blackmail and extortion laws. See, this is where, if you do not know what route to take, find an attorney that will let you sit down and ask questions for free. It's rare they do stuff like that, but it's like, hey, there's always one out there willing to answer at least one question. What are my rights? And what can I do to protect myself? It's not a joke. Because where there's blackmail, there is extortion. Because some people really will go to a psychic and a spellcaster to learn information about their target, or what they believe to be true information about their target. And so on down that line. It's creepy, it's invasive, it's disrespectful, it's dishonest. But some folks are so hellaciously desperate to win at all costs, this is what they do. But this is where you study the Word of God, universal law, and the laws right here in this realm. Knowledge is power. Power is knowledge, not money. Knowledge is free, baby, for the most part. Because if you can't afford an attorney, or to sit down and converse with one, God will always align you with somebody. Like, you have a friend who works as a legal secretary. Or you have, like me, you have a friend that studied UK and US law. You want to know what to do to protect yourself and your property from this quick claim deed scam and stuff like that. Hello, 10 years of mortgage industry working experience with a brief stint in title work. You see what I'm saying? And I'm passing a county sheriff to SUV right as I say that. So somebody here just isn't If there were not checks and balances before, there are now. If you do things honestly and ethically, that blessing is everlasting. But when you do things in a dishonest manner, you get it in a dishonest, corrupt way, aka blessed by the devil. That gift is temporary. It has an expiration date. That's what some people don't get. But we are now in the find out phase of fuck around. All I know is you can't get to everybody. I mean, the stronger the person is spiritually, the higher the bounty on their head, if you will. I have had people of the demonic sort that have been trying to take me out, bind and restrict me since the age of 2. They had to take my own mother out. It's like the classic Harry Potter deal. My mother had to die to protect me. In order to get to the child, eliminate the mother. But I will tell you this, my mama is a straight gangster in the spirit. She don't play with you. Her idea of a warning shot is life support. That's her warning shot. But the thing is, she's not the only one protecting me on the other side. I've got legions of light and dark, and I don't say that to brag. What folks should have done was leave me alone. That's technically all a lot of folks had to do, but some people, there's times where God will use a person like me and dangle it in front of the enemy like a carrot on a stick. And it's like, why? Why? Just because you give your battles to your strongest soldiers does not mean I signed up for the war. That kind of thing. But then again, you can be stuck on the New Testament God all you want. You need to be learning the Old Testament. That's the one you need to be learning, because that's what's playing out right now. Deuces.